Why do they ask all these questions? Of course, there are basic questions. If I want to go to the railway station, naturally, if I ask, if I don't know, I will ask somebody. These are the questions of the day-to-day existence. But there is no questioner at all inside of me. No questioner asking any questions of any kind anymore. The questioner has disappeared. Not that I have found the answers for all these questions, or it's not a matter of saying that the metaphysical questions have no answers. It's not any of those things. It is just that the questioner has just disappeared all of a sudden. By some luck, if you want to say, but by accident, or how, I don't know. You see, up to a point, you can trace what happened, and then there is a leap, you see. And this leap is very difficult to describe how it happened. I really don't know why it happened and what triggered the whole the series of changes inside me. It is very difficult to find the missing link between the two. You see, I can only say by some luck, you see, or if you want to say, if you believe in some kind of a grace, this is by grace of whom I wouldn't know at all. Somehow, you see, the whole thing happened, and here I find myself is completely a living human being, living for the first time. For the first time, the living quality has an opportunity. The living quality inside of me has an opportunity to express itself in an extraordinarily sensitive way, and taking in everything that is there, whatever is presented, and to be in this state of what shall I call awareness. This is a rubbed coin. This awareness, not in the sense in which the psychologists use the word, but, and perhaps Krishnamurti's phrase, in a state of choiceless awareness, because I have no choices of any kind. Whatever is presented to me at that particular moment is all that is there for me, you see, to look at or to listen to. There is no need for me to close my eyes either, because you see, as long as the eyes are open, I see. The ears listen to the things, and if I touch something is hot, something is soft, and there is no body consciousness even. So this is perhaps what the Hindus call sahaja samadhi, is a natural state of and sometimes, you see, this goes into a different kind of a state, as it were. Not that I live on different levels. The awareness disappears. Even the awareness disappears. That's a thing which I can't bring into being. It comes by itself, uninvited. I can't do a thing about it to bring that state into being. It is something like saying to myself, I'm going to dream a beautiful dream. You can't say. So all of a sudden, from nowhere, you see, and this kind of a thing descends as it were on you. This is the only thing I feel, that somehow something is descending, you see, on me, filling the whole being. And it begins, you see, with this kind of peculiar feeling, is the anesthetics, if you go, they give the anesthetics or anesthesia, or whatever you call it. You see, the whole process, the brain becomes so dull, you see, and suddenly the whole awareness, you see, disappears, and the body becomes, for all practical purposes, you see, it is death, as it were, because the body becomes very stiff. I prefer to lie down rather than sit at that time, because you see, the eyes, I prefer to close my eyes. I can keep my eyes open. Whether I keep my eyes open or closed is of no importance at all. So all of you disappear for me, because the eyes are open and yet I see nothing, because there is no awareness even there. And then you see this lasts sometimes 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 3 hours. I know what happens, because you see, it begins here, and the whole head becomes so tightening process. It's some kind of a tightening process takes place inside, and then it's some kind of a blow up. Blow up. You see, if you are off completely, see, nothing exists for me. The eyes, even if I keep my eyes open, they become bloodshot, as it were, and I can't see anything at all. And I prefer to lie down during that period. Sometimes it lasts for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. And those who look at the body, see, they know that it is like a stone, See, can you describe what happens to the body in that state? Because that's the thing which I don't know at all, you see.
It becomes always very pale, you feel like yellowish, bluish, yellowish, and like alabaster or something like that. Really very much like a corpse. And the whole head sinks and is absolutely motionless. It can last very long, motionless.
Obviously, yes. Obviously, the signs of life are there. It's the heartbeat. I hear up to a point, the heartbeat, the pulse, and the brain waves, you see. And the
breathing is very, very slow.
The breathing becomes practically unnoticeable, as it were. And then, you see, when I come out, you see, suddenly, you see, then I realize that I'm still, the life is still there. You see. And this sometimes happens 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. It's just, nobody can say when this comes and why this comes, how this comes.
But
somehow
it can at any time, if somebody comes or there is some disturbance, in a second he's just clear.
There is a completeness about it, you see.
In no moment is there unclear between both. Either he is off, as he says, or he is perfectly present.
Well, of course, it's known that in investigations of the brain structure, that awareness depends on something in the base of the brain, which can be affected, for example, by various chemicals, such as serotonin.
But what has happened to me is, you see, the brain that we have in common with the animals. You see, this has undergone, you see, a radical change, as it were. How do I know? You can very well ask me the question. You see, because this process of the billions of cells we have in this brain, see, they say that we have 10 billion cells and then 100 billion minor cells connecting. And the cells inside the bones also, you see, underwent a radical mutation, if I may use that word. Because when there is a change in the cell, when there is a sudden death, we see, of the center, the eye, or whatever you call inside of you, takes place, and this body has got to undergo a transformation. So every gland in my body, every cell in my body has undergone a radical mutation. Why I use the word mutation? Because I can't think of a more appropriate word. You see, this process went on and on and on for, you see, because I could feel, I could be, not feel, you see, I was aware that, you see, this process of change going on. It's just like, you see, the blood rushing in, you see, and then, you see, the changes taking place, you see. Every cell in my body has undergone a transformation. Every gland has undergone a transformation because it seems to be functioning, you see, in a different way. And also this is the one thing which I would very much like one of these days, if I had an opportunity, to the brain waves, you see, the brain waves are terrific. And the electricity that goes out of my body is tremendous, since there is no point inside of me, there is no space for me at all. If I close my eyes, I tried all this. You see, I'm very skeptical about the whole business. But anyways, this is why. That's why perhaps they have used the word enlightenment or illumination. You see, when I close my eyes, you see, there is light here. You see, the whole thing is filled with light, as it were. There is no body at all. There is no body consciousness. Whether I keep my eyes open or closed, it doesn't make any difference. I can look at this, whose hand it is, I wouldn't know at all. You see, if I touch it, if I call it, yes, this is a hand, but whose hand it is, next question.